Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Narasha Fasila, and today I'll explain about our material is language policy, and planning. So this topic is about how language is used, and managed, how language is used and managed in society. So it is related to education, in education, government, culture, and daily life. So from the chapter, language policy and planning means effort to influence how people use language. For example, like government choose official language, while in the school choose teaching language, and family choose language at home. Use language what we speak at home. So this chapter also explained two ideas. It's like language as an and language as a mean. So language as an means focusing on the language itself, such as making dictionary, spelling system, and writing system. So language as a means, it means language is used to help education, healthcare, jobs, and public service. So from this chapter also explain that everyone makes language decision every day. For example, like choosing formal and informal language, using local and national language, or switching language, like from the first language to the second language. And there are also three language orientation. Orientation by Richard. I forget who Richard. By Richard. The first is language as a problem, and then language as a right, and then language as a research. So language as a problem is mean some people think minority language are problem, while the second is language as a right. People have the right to use their own language, and language as a research, it's mean language diversity can help communication, culture, and education. So from the chapter also explain three types of language planning. The first is corpus planning, and then the second is status planning, and then the third is acquisition planning. So corpus planning, it's mean developing the language, like creating new words, or spelling system. While the status planning means improving the status of language, and then acquisition language is mean helping people learn language through education and language program. So the next is there are also important part. The first is topics is language maintenance and revitalization. So today many language are endangered because young people sometimes stop using them. And language maintenance means keeping a language alive, while revitalization, it's mean healthcare and education. So What revitalization it means bringing and bringing endangered language back. So this so it's also explained that language is important for public service like healthcare and education. And people can face problem if they do something do not understand in the language used in service. Next is migration makes many communication multilingual. So because of this, yeah, because of this, because of this countries need translation. Yeah, people who can translate in many language, like translation service and language classes for immigration. And also from the chapter I learned introduce linguistic. There are also introduced linguistic landscape. It's mean language seen in the public place, such as a sign, poster, or advertisements, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, finally it's explained that the language planning can help reduce conflict and support equal right. Yeah, and support equal right for different language groups. So the conclusion from the material is like language is not only for the communication. Language is also connect to identity, to the culture, to the education, and to the power and human right. I think that's all I can explain about language policy and planning. If I have a mistake, I'm sorry. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.